and we're gonna create a new folder, and we're gonna name it test. Okay, and we're gonna right click it, we're gonna open it with Visual Studio Code, so we're gonna type in code space that, and we're gonna create a new file, and we're gonna name it passArray.java. Okay, so we can, okay, we're gonna name it passArray, and then the extension, okay, passArray.java. Okay, so we are gonna, this has to be public, so it has to be public class, and then the name that is gonna be passArray. Okay, to the next line we're gonna open curly braces, and now we're gonna have our main method here. So the main creates array and calls the modify array and the modify element. So we have the public static void main, and here we are gonna have our array. So it's gonna be of type integer, and we need to put the set of brackets, and the name is gonna be array. And this array, okay, so it's gonna have 5 elements, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Semicolon at the end, we end up this statement. Okay, so now we're gonna have the system.out.print format, or in this case print ln. Let me see, integer. This is array. What is this? Okay, that's fine. We're gonna use it right now. Here we are gonna type in effects. This is gonna be the effects of passing reference to entire array. And then to the next line we are gonna concatenate this one, these strings, and then we're gonna have the value. It's gonna be the values of the original array, Okay, let me grab this one here. Okay, the values of the original array are like that, and then calling. And now let me see, we can move this one here. We have our semicolon at the end, that's fine. Okay, so in the same line of the system.out, we're gonna use the for loop. So we're gonna output the original array elements. Okay, so we're gonna use the for loop, and inside of the for we're gonna have the variable name value, and it's gonna be of type integer, and then we're gonna have the name of the array, that is array. So this is the for enhancement. 1, 2, 3. Then we're gonna have the system.out.println, and here we're gonna have 2 arguments, 1, 2, 3. The %, lowercase letter d for decimal. This string is gonna be our first argument, then the second argument is gonna be the value. Let me see why value, like that, println. No, print format. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we're gonna call now the modify. So modify, okay, modify array, and we are passing the array as an argument. So here this array is this one. Okay, it's an array, but we are passing it as an argument. Okay, so modify, okay, modify array. So this is called the pass array reference. And here we're gonna have the system.out.println println because we only have a string. Okay, when you only have a string, you can have the print or just println. So to the next line, the values of the modified array are semicolon at the end. That's fine. And now we are gonna have another for loop, another for enhancement. Okay, and here we're gonna have this integer. This variable name is value and is of type integer. Okay, so we're gonna use the for enhancement. So the name of the array is array 1 2 3. Then we're gonna have the system. Let me see, and this one is gonna be the system that out the print format, like that. And we're gonna have two arguments. So yeah, 1 2 3, the percent sign, lowercase letter d, we're gonna separate it with a comma, and then we're gonna have the value. Okay, let me see what else do we have here. Okay, so now we're gonna have the system.out.println, or in this case print format. And here we're gonna have the, let me see, to the next line, we're gonna have the effects of passing array element value colon next. Okay, calling into the next line, we're gonna concatenate it, and here we're gonna have the array, we're gonna have the third index. So it's gonna be the 4 element. It's gonna be the 0 1 2 3. This is gonna be the 4 element, or the 4, well, it's gonna be the 4. Here we have 5 elements, but this one is the index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3, and index 4. So this one is index 3. Okay, let me see. So we have the array index 3. That's fine. Okay, so before modify element. Okay, before modify element. So in the comments you don't need to watch out for the camel notation, but just keep that in mind. So percent sign lowercase letter d to the next line. Now we're gonna have the array, and we're gonna pass in the index. Is gonna be 3. Okay, so in this case it's gonna be this index 0 1 2 and 3, the value 4. Okay, so yeah, semicolon at the end. And now here we're gonna modify the element. Okay, so modify, here we are modifying the array, so now we're gonna modify the element. And to do that, we're gonna pass in the array, but not the whole array. We're gonna pass in pretty much the integer, this value, this 4. Okay, so modify element. So it's not gonna be 4 because it's gonna be modified, but we're gonna see it. Pretty much we're gonna modify the 4 here. So we're gonna attempt to modify the array brackets 3 and 1 2 3. We're gonna have the system that out that print ln, and when it's not strings only, it's gonna be format. So it's gonna be, the second argument is gonna be the array, but it's gonna be the index 3. And here we're gonna have array brackets 3 after modify element colon. We're gonna have percent sign lowercase letter d, and then to the next line. Okay, semicolon at the end. We can save it for now. And right now it's throwing as an error modify array and modify element. So let me see, we're gonna see it right now. This is what is main, so this is the end of main. Okay, so what we are gonna do right now is we're gonna have a public, again public static void, but it's not gonna be main obviously, but let's just type it in. So public static void, and now it's gonna be modify array. So it's gonna be modify array. We're gonna open parentheses. We're gonna have in the array, and here we're gonna have the array 2. Okay, so we're gonna multiply each element of an array by 2. We're gonna open curly braces. We're gonna have the for loop, and here we're gonna have a variable named counter of type integer. We are initializing it to 0 as long as the counter is less than the array 2, that length. Okay, semicolon. We're gonna increment the counter by 1. Okay, 1 2 3, and the array 2, open brackets, we're gonna pass in the counter, and we're gonna multiply it. Let me see, pretty much the array 2 counter. We're gonna multiplication assignment 2. Okay, so this is gonna be the end of method modify array. So this would be pretty much saying array 2 like that, open brackets, counter, and then it's gonna be equal to, again, array, let me see, array 2 brackets, counter, and then multiply by 2 like that. It's gonna be public static void, and it's gonna be modify element like that. We're gonna open parentheses, and now we're gonna have this variable, so it's gonna be element, and it's gonna be of type integer, and we are gonna have in the element. Okay, so multiplication assignment by 2 like that, and we are gonna have in the system that out that print format like that, and in the parentheses we are gonna have, let me see, in the parentheses we are gonna have in the value of element, and modify element, and modify element colon, and then we are gonna have in the percent sign lowercase letter d to the next line, and here we're gonna pass in just the element. Okay, semicolon at the end, and this will be the end so this is this is a method, so this is the method modify element, and this is pretty much the same, but it's modify. This is also a method but modify array. Okay, and this will be the end of the class pass array. So let's see what we got here, and let me make this one bigger, and let's do it again. Okay, so effects of passing reference to entire array. So the values of the original array are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the values of the modify array are 2, 4, 6, 8, and 5. No, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, because this array is being multiplied by 2, and we are doing it right here. Let me see here. We are multiplying it by 2, so each of the elements of the array is being multiplied by 2. Okay, so then we have the effects of passing array element value. So array of index 3, so that would be 4, that would be this one, this array of index 3. This is index 3, the element 4, that is also the value 4. Okay, so okay, array of index 3 before modify element is 8. Okay, because we are having a copy right now, so we are having this one here. We're creating a copy, so it's being multiplied by 2. That's the reason we're getting 8. Okay, so the value of the element in modified, so value of element in modified element. Okay, so here this is the element, so if the value is 8 right now, the element is going to be multiplied by 2, so the value is going to be 16, and this is what we have here. And now we are coming back, so we have the array of index 3 after modify element, so it's gonna remain the same because the copy has been deleted. So again, the value is gonna be 8.